Hey, whoops, Wolfie. So, it's been a while. I would go, I would probably make a video talking about my absence. But this video is currently, it is unscripted. But just to actually acknowledge it, I do want to apologize to the people who followed me and people who watched my videos. Thank you. Thank you very much. You guys are awesome for that. Some different life stuff happened as well as procrastination. I don't want to talk about it, but in either case, my first video back. Just to get something out there, something that doesn't really take that long of a time, although it probably should. But in either case, is a how to draw video. It's been a while since I've made a drawing video, especially a how to draw video. And so I'm just gonna do a reboot. That's a good idea. But the thing is that since I have been practicing a good bit, because I have still been drawing. If any of you guys see my TikToks, I've been slowly posting more in there as well. If you guys see my Instagram, you guys are probably still think I'm dead. But just real quick, just want to show off a bit of my drawings. So I'm probably gonna make this editing work a bit more complicated for me by just simply holding it up and then just probably sew it. See if it's still recording. Audacity! The audacity! So, due to the fact I don't have multiple cameras, the best way to film myself draw is digitally. And so the program that I have in front of me that I've actually grown to like very well for two reasons. One, it is free with tons of really good brushes. I do feel like extremely comfortable with some of I feel comfortable with some of the drawing tools in Glitter, as well as having an animation feature. That, along with the new updates and different stuff like that, in my opinion, gotten better. I now have glasses because I bought into the idea of blue light projectors. I don't know if they actually do anything, but it makes me feel protected. So now I just want to keep in mind that I am doing this digitally, but anything that I do on Hill can be translated to traditional artwork. You can't just simply use a piece of blank paper or even just some spell scratching paper that you might have to have a little bit of space left with a pencil, pen, crayon, and even if you want to get a bit more creative with it, go outside. If you have like an entire ground of concrete, pick up a piece of rock, and then when you rub the rock up against the concrete, it makes like markings like chalk. Actually, scratch that. Don't do that. I don't know if the markings can come off, and I hate for some people to walk outside seeing a scribble fest outside on the lawn. So okay, so what other thing can I use? You can use charcoal. You can use chalk. Paints. Markers. What other stuff is there? Color pencils. okay? Make sure you don't break them. Oil pastels. The point is that you don't need to worry about what materials you're using, what you're drawing on, unless it is vandalism. Then in that case, it is illegal. But you can pretty much take any of. I went too far with that. The point is that the things that I'm gonna be showing off today, can be used for pretty much anything, as well as digital. Glitter Quip Studio. Okay, so first starting off, if you don't if you're one of those people that says I can barely draw a circle, then don't try to draw a head. Don't try to draw all these complicated stuff, because that is not a circle. The reason I can't draw a circle because you're not trying to draw a circle. That was stupid. I'm sorry. Maybe I should get it out. The point is that if you're not that confident in your drawing ability, then see if you can draw a circle. Me, on the other hand, I am pretty confident in my ability to draw circles. I mean, it's not perfect every time, but apparently 1 out of 4 stances, I get a pretty good circle. 1, 2, 3. This one is pretty decent. And the thing is just like when you're doing a quick sketch, you don't need a circle to be nice and perfect. All you need is for the circle to mark down and to pretty much give you a fake image of what you're trying to draw. Also, if you start to hear what sounds to be a motorcycle, I apologize. That is my computer. But essentially, once you learn to draw a circle very well, then break away a bit. Draw a square. Because that's nice. You're able to curve your wrist, or I recommend if you're just trying to draw a rough circle, to draw from either the elbow or from the shoulder. It is hard, I know this, but from my experience, it does help to reduce wrist strain, as well as getting a pretty decent circle. Keep in mind, the bigger the circle, the wider back you want to go. But the smaller the circle, like if you want to draw like a little bevel, there you go. And then if you want to draw like a planet, then with that I use the elbow. This is weird because I'm drawing on this. So once you get the circle all nice and down where you can draw it relatively confidently, and even able to elongate the circles to make ellipses. I call them ovals. You don't have to call them ellipses. I feel that's a stupid name. Is it math related? Is the name evolving with math? Am I speaking to the camera so much? Well, if I asked that, then I would be speaking to the camera. I don't want to do that so much. That'd be bad. But the point is that you just want to get nice and comfortable with making the circle. Now, I did part this up before, but due to the fact that this video is unscripted, I forgot about it. The square. The square will help you to learn stability. Why the circle sees your arms to be wild and free and fluent. You do need a bit of rigidity, structure. You need a bit of structure when you're drawing. And also all of that doesn't really matter. I don't know what sort of like concepts and different stuff for these different things. All I know is drawing circles and squares are pretty good. Draw them from different sides. And also the same thing with the circle. The bigger you try to make a square, although I haven't did much practice with this, the bigger you try to make the shape, the farther back you want to go back on your arm. And obviously, you want to practice the circle. I'm pretty sure everyone is done with the circle. Triangle. I meant triangle. Yeah, so the triangle, it's not really that important. I mean, I guess it's good for some things. I guess if you have an idea of the triangle. I mean, okay, let's see, how can I, in my eyes, the triangle is not that important. Because, like, if I'm trying to draw someone with, like, an hourglass figure, I'm not gonna use triangles to do that. What I would mainly do is I just, like, draw 2 circles and then just bring it in like this. Which, yes, you can kind of see the triangle there. But then again, I will also argue that that is a square. So it's a simple square. Which I don't know how true this is, but I'm pretty sure that that's called a trapezoid. But you know, I guess the triangle is pretty nice to learn. You can make circle angles. But once you're able to confidently draw all of these 3 shapes, try to play around with them a bit. I mean, you can also do the next thing I'm gonna be telling you about. I'm sorry if you hear barking in the background, that's my dog going crazy. Now the thing that I suggest for you guys to do is to essentially play around with the 2D shapes, maybe like seeing how you can mix the elements together. So maybe make like a unique guild of the design, I don't know. No, that's too 3D, I'm just gonna use boxes for these. There you go. And this dude just kind of like slugs around. He's a slug. Just put a bit of speed on him. This man is so fast. Or Eden says play around with Eden making your own 2D shapes. Like this can be a bean. It can be a person with sideways eyes. The eye is actually an almond shape. So you can actually look around in your own day-to-day life and pick up some more basic 2D shapes that can immerse into your own style. But another thing, since you have in your back pocket, because it is also pretty useful, is taking another step into this, I almost said second dimension. You're already in the second dimension. We're gonna take a step above the second dimension. 3D, that is where it's all at. You want to learn how to make boxes, spears, gum, stuff that just way pops out. Oh my goodness. Stuff that just way pops out at you. And so, in order to get those effects. With the spear, it is very hard. It is possible to do so, but the way how you would do it is by one to two ways. One is the simplest, and that I do recommend for this normal sketching, is, you know, guidelines. You pretty much add lines like these to add in a sense of 3D. Here's a better example. Here's a ball. And I'm just gonna simply add this, because this would then loop back around. And I'm even gonna lightly sketch this out. And now you can see a bit of a 3D effect here. And now, depending on pretty much the center line, controls how far left or right it goes. Vertical, horizontal. Yeah, I think this is vertical. Horizontal is controls the up and down. Is there any way that I can like display that? So I have my needed eraser him. Now, do I need to do this? Probably not. Am I gonna do it though? Yes, because I want to have. I got this camera for a reason. I'm gonna use it. So pulling out a needed eraser. I got it to be close enough to the spear as I can, and now I'm just gonna simply just whoosh into it as straight as possible. There you go. So now you can see that the line is completely flat. But then once I move it upwards, you can see how there's a natural curve. The same thing when you move it downwards. And then, if you have two lines like this, it becomes more prominent to how it works. Even like, you know, yeah. That was fun. I like doing that. And so you can have one line going completely like that. And that is how you would get the look of just simply doing this. But if you want to float it up a bit, if you want to, you know, add a bit of spice, then what you could do is, you know, do this. I also heard that it helps to pretty much get your hand in a motion of making a circle that you want before you put down your pen. Here's a quick 2D tip for you guys. I just remembered this, sorry. But if you sit there and try to draw the circle first go around, you notice that it might not always be perfect, or it might not always be good as what you want. In fact, for me, when I'm making a circle, I actually go around a few times just to get like a decent smooth shape. Maybe something like this. But what I heard that helps, and I somewhat hate to admit it, but does kind of help, is to pretty much spin around imagining the circle in your mind. You want to envision it. Imagine it as your hand. Makes it real. Your hand. It's gonna give you the it's gonna give you the power to release the circle into whatever media you're working in. But just be careful. With great power comes with great responsibility. And now, as I focus, yes! First try! I lucky wasn't expecting that. Alright, apparently that is the way it gets set up. The only problem is doing all of that now giving me a headache. This is C. I just feel more so when I drink from that cup. Now, the way to make the square and the triangle 3D are actually similar. With the cube and the triangle, you can just simply, you can just simply make a line, simple it off, boom, boom, bam, boom, as well as a triangle. I can't really pin down what specific triangle, like a 3D triangle is, because a circle is a 3D circle. It is a sphere. A square, it is a cube. It is more squares. But a triangle, I mean, I guess I can make a triangle with more triangles. Yes, okay. I almost went on a massive rant about how confusing triangles are. Guys, I'll be saying I don't like triangles. It's nothing against them personally, I just think that there's better shapes out there. This entire video is just me hating on triangles. Guys, just remember, if someone ever calls you a square, just sometimes just be like, well, at least I'm not a triangle. Then I promise you will get some confusing looks. And so this kind of looks like a hollow out triangle, so I'm just gonna add a bit of simple shading. Alright. And so there is a way to make cubes and other shapes like triangles 3D by using point perspective, but I'm not gonna be doing that this episode because I'm spending way too long on this itself. But just keep in mind that, well, at least I'm not a triangle. No! I'm not gonna use triangles. Guys, I'll be saying I don't like triangles. No! It's not really that important.
Well, at least I'm not a triangle.
So guys, remember how I always talk about how cool and nice a triangle is? How cool and awesome the triangle is? How helpful it is, actually. Man, we can't have a world without triangles. In my eyes, the triangle is not that important. Triangles are just so awesome. Well, in either case, if you want to draw false perspective, yes, I know I said false perspective, because it is a quick and easy and lazy way of doing false perspective. Pretty much how you do it is you just simply find 2 points. I mean, it looks quite simple right now. I mean, except there's not a line connecting them. But we ain't gonna worry about no line. We're just gonna make a simple box like this. And then, what you do is then you just connect it like a triangle. Man, I love triangles. Triangles are so cool. I want to be a triangle when I grow up. Guys. Guys, if anyone ever saw, like, if you ever walked up to someone and say, like, you call them a squirrel because they're being such a squirrel. And then they turn around with, like, a very amazing comeback. I don't know who came up with it. But if they ever say, at least I'm not a triangle, I throw myself into a corner. I throw myself into a corner. Well, at least I'm not a circle. At least I'm not a circle. Man, circle sucks. Man, thing I want be to be a triangle. Guys, remember how you talk about how triangles are such a perfect shape? How you can use it for anything? Remember all those circles I draw back there? Well, the thing is I was able to do that because I imagined a triangle. I imagined how many triangles it would take to make a perfect circle, and that's how I was able to make a perfect circle. Yes. I find using triangles for your perspective to be a lot more easier to wrap my head around than using dots and lines, because I guess fundamentally they're the same thing. I just can't see it that way. Don't know. Because I was trying to learn how to use 3-point perspective to make a box from a top-down angle. Do I have a box that I can show off? I got some Lego boxes, guys. I just been sitting here waiting for the opportunity to show them off. I definitely have boxes. Like so many, I says, you guys haven't observed to see any of my boxes. But the point is that the idea of, oh my goodness, the idea of using false perspective is simply making a line and then making that line into a triangle. Because making a triangle, in my eyes, is more easier than connecting lines to specific points. I don't know why. I have absolutely no clue why. It should be fundamentally the same. It is fundamentally the same. I just can't do it. So we have this first triangle, and then following the side of this triangle, we then branch off to make another triangle. Now moving this up a bit, the triangle hates me. I don't know why, I've been nothing but good to you. And then we just draw that downhill by using these points, as you guys might have guessed, making more triangles. And then now we just gonna connect these, figure out where we want this cube to stop, and then just connect it up to the other triangle. So now, as I erase the unnecessary parts of these triangles, you can see the spear from the top angle view coming more into shape. And there we go. So now it's the same thing with the 2D shapes. I recommend, like, you don't have to try to do all of that complicated stuff. You can just simply just merge two trapezoids together however you want. And although it is a small bit wizard, one moment. Although it is a small bit wizard, it still gets the effect of what you want done, if I can draw decently. But you know, in either case, I recommend taking some of the stuff that you guys may have learned from here today. Learned? I can't speak well. Practice some of these concepts, play around with it a bit, mix together some of the 2D shapes to figure out what you can adapt into 3D, as well as playing around with 3D shapes to figure out what you can adapt into 4D. And then just try to go higher from there. I also recommend watching some other videos, because that is pretty much how I learn all the stuff that I know. So yeah guys, if you like this video, feel free to leave a like. It is not necessary, but it is much appreciated. As well as leaving a comment of what else you like to see. Either something specific that you guys would like to learn how to draw, to even I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've been back. And subscribe if you'd like to see what I'm gonna do next. The goal is to start posting videos more around Sundays or even Saturday. Saturday or Sunday. Why do I keep switching them apart? You're telling me apart. And yeah, I'll be seeing you guys next time. Stay safe, and Wolfie out.